good, y'all? This is Dez back on another video, you know what I'm saying? In this video, pretty much I'm gonna be stating my opinion on the Last Dance documentary about the Chicago Bulls dynasty. So like I say, if you're interested, definitely keep watching. Now, I ain't gonna lie, like me, I don't think I have said it, but me, I'm a diehard Chicago Bulls fan. I mean, as you can see, like I got the gear on, you feel me? But you know what I'm saying? It just like by that time I had already seen like all the Chicago Bulls documentaries about their championship years, and also I'm a big Michael Jordan fan, so of course I seen all the Michael Jordan documentaries. So it was to the point like I'd exhausted all of them. You feel me? So but then when I heard like say Jordan was finally making, well I ain't gonna say Jordan, but like they was making a dynasty, you know what I'm saying, documentary, I was like, oh hell yeah, you know what I'm saying. And then of course, you know what I'm saying, when the pandemic happened, I think it was supposed to come out in, I think it was October, but you know what I'm saying, they pushed it up to April because, you know, the pandemic or whatever. So when they did that or whatever, so I was like, hell yeah. So I already knew. And that's when I'm on Sundays, when I get off work, yeah, I'm watching Last Dance, you know what I'm saying. So like I said, at first, you know what I'm saying, I ain't gonna lie, it was a nice documentary, you feel me? Like I must say, it was a nice one, but at the same time, I noticed like a lot of like negatives about it, which basically I'm gonna explain in this video. Okay, now. Okay, the first negative I found I seen on it was, okay, the disrespect to Scottie Pippen, like that was ridiculous, like, bro. Cause the crazy part, like I didn't know he was like, cause the first episode it showed like how underpaid he really was. Wait, was it the first episode? Yeah, it was. Yeah, so it showed, you know, he was underpaid. They say he was paid like what, 2.1 million. So I'm like, it's crazy because even before like the documentary, I was, you know, so I had read and seen videos about like Scottie Pippen when he went to Houston. They were saying that's when he finally got paid or whatever. I'm like, what you mean you finally got paid? He was with the Bulls, but then, of course, when they showed that, I was like, wow. So he was paid 2.1 million, and you know what I'm saying, he was literally like Michael Jordan, you know what I'm saying, sidekick. So it's like, so it was that, and then then it was also, they were saying, especially with Michael Jordan, he was like, when Scottie decided to get like ankle surgery or something during the season, he was like, he felt like Scottie was being selfish. I'm like, wait, what? Like, how would that be selfish if somebody getting ankle surgery during the season? But then, of course, you know what I'm saying, you know, there's all kind of other stuff that made Scottie look bad, which I felt, you know what I'm saying, that wasn't right. Like, they was doing him bad. Like, especially coming from Jordan, it's like, but seriously, dog? Like, that's your sidekick. Like, say, you wouldn't have won them championships without him. And it's vice versa with Pippen, you feel me? But you just gonna sit there on the documentary and just be like, you know what I'm saying, oh, he was being selfish. I'm like, same time, looking at it, it's like, bro, you getting paid $33 million, and Scottie getting paid $2.1 million. I mean, yeah, what the hell you expect? Like, then, of course, there was the scene where they were saying like he had wanted the last shot. I think when Jordan had retired the first time, he had wanted the last shot, but then Phil was like, no, Tony Kukoc, he gonna take the last shot. So they say Scottie sat down, said, you know, he had, instead of him going in, he just sat out. He said he didn't want to play or whatever. I mean, they still won the game because Kukoc, he hit the shot or whatever. But you know, I mean, even with that, it's just like, okay, yeah, he has some fault in there, but at the same time, it's just like, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, y'all still won the game, so it's like, it's good y'all held him responsible for doing that or whatever. But I feel like, okay, that shouldn't have been defined for him as a kid, you know, as a player. You feel me? So it was that, and then like I said, he was getting paid 2.1 million, and you know, the whole time, like I said, he been asking for more money. He asked for more money, and they didn't want to give it to him. And then also, I like, even before the documentary came out, like I always heard, like, I watched like all the documentaries, and then I was reading like he was always on a trade block or involved in trade talks. I'm like, why? Cause I think it was the first one. It was like, yeah, I think that was when Jordan retired the first time. They put him on a trade block. I think he was going to Seattle for Sean Kemp. Okay, I mean, but at the time it's like, okay, well, they thought Jordan knew he had retired, so they thought, okay, it was a wrap. So I kind of see why, you know what I'm saying? But then, of course, with Jordan, they said Jordan came back. He was like, don't make that trade or I'm not coming back at all. You feel me? So, okay. So once he did, you know what I'm saying? Once that didn't happen, and then he was on the trade block again for Tracy McGrady, for the draft pick that would have been Tracy McGrady. So I'm like, why y'all always put this man in the trade block? You know what I'm saying? That's disrespect. It's like, yeah, he doing all this for y'all. And my thing is, if y'all still going to the playoffs or still playing in championship games, you know what I'm saying? Like, why trade the man? But then, of course, you know what I'm saying? Scotty, he had a right to feel some kind of way about that because it's like y'all putting, you know what I'm saying? Y'all putting me in trade talks or whatever, but yeah, I'm doing all this for y'all. And then on top of that, y'all don't want to pay me either. So, I mean, you had to do what you had to do, you feel me? Like, so I respect him for that. So then, like I said, yeah, Jordan, you know what I'm saying? Hell, went at him talking about he was being selfish and all that. And I was like, man. So that was number one. Okay, number two was the Horace Grant situation. Okay. Now, for real, I ain't gonna lie. I didn't know him and Horace Grant didn't really get along like that. I didn't know that. But you know what I'm saying? But seeing what like the kind of stuff that Jordan would do, I'm like, okay, I see why y'all ain't getting along. It's like, yeah, because Jordan, like, I'm sorry, Jordan, like, man, after watching this documentary, bro, just like, man, you an asshole, bro. Like, I kid you not, bro, you an asshole. So it's pretty much okay. They say it started with, you know what I'm saying? I think the first scene I seen was they had got on like a plane ride, and then you know what I'm saying, the steward is about to serve them food. They say Jordan was like, you know what I'm saying, he said, nah, don't give Horace no food or whatever, because he played, because he, you know what I'm saying, because he paid the tail of the game, so he don't deserve food. So Horace Grant straight up was like, at first I thought like Horace Grant just sat there and just let him do that. I was like, seriously? Like, but over time, after I seen him, he was like, nah, he was like, man, F you, Mike. Like, he really about to, like, this is like he about to put them hands on Mike, but then, of course, you know what I'm saying, everybody stopped him before he could or whatever. So of course, they say Jordan, yeah, he ain't really, like, did nothing else to Horace ever since or whatever. I'm like, yeah, so, but then, like I say, that's when, you know what I'm saying, Jordan had these accusations about, when Horace went to, I think when he went to Orlando, like, he gave, like, another team, like, secret information about their game plans or whatever. I mean, I was just like, really? Basically, he just trying to call Horace Grant a snitch or whatever. But like Horace Grant, he, like I said, he ain't back down from me. Like, he straight told him, he was like, you don't sitting there trying to make me look like a snitch, but yet he on the documentary he snitching on other players about, cause you know what I'm saying, back in the 80s, it was no secret. Like back in the 80s and 70s, like yeah, they were doing drugs. You know what I'm saying, in the NBA, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't no secret. Cause they were saying cigarettes, you know what I'm saying, marijuana, cocaine, heroin, like all that. So actually it was no secret, but you know what I'm saying, at the same time, like I said, on this documentary, you pretty much you spelling that out, like you snitching, like technically you snitching on whoever was doing drugs back in, I think when you was a rookie. So once you did that, so Horace Grant was like, you know what I'm saying, you sitting there trying to make me look like a snitch, but yet, like I said, you telling them what everybody else is doing, like all the drugs they were doing. He was like, hey, that's a damn snitch right there. I'm like, exactly, you know what I'm saying, which, like I said, I didn't understand why he was going at Horace Grant, but then I'm guessing because, but like Horace Grant say, he say, once, okay, if you get into it with Jordan, or, you know what I'm saying, or anything, you go against Jordan, oh yeah, he gonna try his best to like make you look like the bad guy or whatever, which I'm like, yep. That's what I see in the documentary. Like, he just made like a lot of people just look bad. I'm just like, bruh. Like, but then, this is, okay, now. This really, like I say, changed my perspective of Jordan. Don't get me wrong, like, I love Michael Jordan as a player. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't take nothing away from that. You feel me? So, but him as a person, his personality, like, it's like, yeah, bro, you an asshole, bro. Like, I don't know what it is, but you just an asshole. So I think, so what I noticed first was, okay, I don't know, so much stuff that Jordan did. I'm trying to think, what was the first thing that he did? Okay, I think what it was, okay, I think it was the Horace Grant situation at first, but then I think it was the Steve Kerr situation where he was like, they were saying he was fighting he had a fight with Steve Kerr over there, which I seen like a couple of interviews and videos on that. But I was thinking, I was just like, that's just them being competitors, you know what I'm saying? But in the documentary, that's what they were saying. Like Jordan used to, like, okay, I understand. Okay, it's a certain, you know, say you want to win, you're competitive, and you want people to be competitive with you. Yes, I get that. That's true. But at the same time, dude, all the extra stuff you was doing, bro, like you just being an asshole and you just being a bully too. So, like I said, it was points. Like I said, he. Then looking at it, it's like, okay, Jordan, look at all the people who you're targeting, like, or as you so-called had issues with, or whatever. Like, these people, other than, you know what I'm saying, a deception of, you know what I'm saying, Horace Grant. But, like I said, Steve Kerr, Luke Longley, I think Bill Winnington, or Will Purdue, it was one of them. I think it was another guy, too. I think he was number 0 or he was number 2. I can't recall, but like I said, I'm just looking at these guys. I'm like, man, these guys don't even look like they confrontational kind of guys. You feel me? So why? So it's like, why are you going at them? You feel me? But of course, as like I said, for me, I'm like, man, first of all, that's a coward move to begin with, anyway. So, cause it's like, yeah, you talking to people that you know, pretty much that they ain't gonna fight back. You feel me? So, but I'm like, yeah, but you ain't do that. Like I said, you never did that to. They say he did it to Scotty, but I mean, Scotty ain't able to fight back, but at the same time, it's just like, I mean, you don't really need to do it to Scotty. Well, of course, he tried to do it with Horace Grant, and yep. And then it's like, you ain't even do it with Charles Oakley. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, he tried to do it with Horace Grant, but, you know, so Horace Grant, he ain't having that, you feel me? And then, like I said, you could have easily did it to Dennis Rodman, but you already know, so. That's what I'm saying. So, like I said, with the Steve Kerr situation, yeah, like Steve Kerr says, like Jordan just be doing too much, man. Like so I think Jordan like intentionally, like I think he fouled him or something like that, but it was like a hard, like dirty foul. So Steve Kerr told him, so he was like, hey, you do that again, hey, I'm gonna swing on you. So of course Jordan, you know what I'm saying, think he big and bad, he did it again. I think Steve Kerr didn't swing on him, but I think he shoved him hard or whatever when he did it. So then of course Jordan, he hit him in the eye and all that BS, and I mean, they say Phil Jackson threw him out of practice, which yeah, I don't blame him. I throw his ass out of practice too, like, hey bro, cause you doing way too much, bro. So, but then that day he said it was another guy. He say he tried everything, like, but man, he was just being a bully, like tried everything just to get that guy just to. Like be confrontational with him, whatever. But you know what I'm saying, I don't know how a dude was able to do it, cause it's like, boy, I don't know how. Because hey, after a while, like I said, I'm gonna figure it out. It's like, okay, you trying to pick with him, so alright. So, but he said Jordan said he can never get him to do that or whatever. So I'm like, but you ain't got to first, like you got to put your hands on him and all that, but you ain't got to do all that, man. See, now you just being a bully, or you trying to be a bully at least. That's what I'm saying, because I was like, shit. Because hey, if I was playing with Jordan, yeah, like I say, we would have been winning, but yeah, we would have been some fighting mother. Hey, I'm just saying.